So I want to make this video. So this is one of those moments that I'm having to work through some things mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, because right now I'm in this void space, and I've had to do a lot of separating, from people and things. A lot of separating over the past year. And it's been challenging. But when you can see people, sometimes it's not always meant for you to call them out on they shit. You see people and you determine what you decide, or you decide what you want to do. I've had people over the years who will deny it to this day because, why would I be jealous or envious over Nicole? Well, your spirit says, and it spoke, it revealed itself. Even if you weren't aware of it, your insecurity showed. Because here it is. This black woman who doesn't meet society's beauty standards. And that's why they would say, why would I be jealous of Nicole? That's one reason why. That's one reason why. But deep down inside, they mad because I do be cute. And I be confident in myself, in my abilities, in my gifts. And they be mad. They be so mad because here it is. How does she come from this place of nothingness? Even though I wasn't raised like that, bitch. You better get it right. I allow myself to be in a space of lack. But you know what? And that's where the difference comes in. And that's what makes me different from a lot of people, because that place of lack, although that shit was hard, I still blessed it. And let me tell you what I mean. I'm thankful for that experience because I never experienced nothing like that. Not in this lifetime. Poverty, being homeless and stuff like that. I've never experienced that. I didn't know what that shit was like until I went through it. But I was still happy I was like low-key like, damn, I'm in the struggle. And I would say that to myself sometimes, like, damn, I'm in the struggle. And I bless that place of struggle because it's gotten me to where I am now. And now that I know what that struggle feel like, I didn't have to. I really didn't have to, but that struggle is what got me. That's what fed me. That's what gave me fire and a spark, because I was determined to get up out of that sunken place. I allowed myself to go into a sunken place with a man who I believed was my twin flame. And I was determined then to overcome that twin flame shit and to come in. Like, anything that I put my mind to, it's set. And I'm determined. But then I let that shit go. Eventually, I let that shit go because I learned the lesson from it. But besides that, people be mad because I make this shit look easy sometimes, even though it's not. I can get up and show up on camera and post the video like it ain't no fucking problem. And some people be scared to even show up on camera. Or they can't stay consistent. Or they don't have the confidence. They feel like they not good enough to do X, Y, and Z. Or they don't got the charisma. or to shine. They, like to shine like I do. Bitch, I stay shining. Bitch, I stay shining. I was born for this. So it ain't no point of being mad. And that's another thing too. Like, I'm not a boastful ass person either. So I had people around me, like when I would share certain things, they would be dry as fuck. But it didn't mean shit to me because I'm still gonna do what I do. That's what I do. So I show up on this camera, and it wasn't always like that. This is something that I wanted to do since YouTube came out. And now it's like, oh, it's Facebook, it's TikTok, it's Threads, it's Twitter, it's Snapchat. I got other avenues. I'm not just on YouTube though. I'm on Facebook and TikTok. Those are my two main ones. Instagram, I'm not really on like that because I'm not ready to truly invest in Instagram like that. At one point I did. I shut that shit down and started over. It's nothing. Even if this shit looks stupid or sounds stupid, I don't care. And that be people's problem because they be caring. They be caring about what other people think. And they be stuck in this place of perfection. I don't care about all that. I used to get teased when I was younger. Okay? I wore glasses. I've been wearing glasses since, 3, 4, 5? I wore glasses. I was chubby. What else? What else? Nobody could ever say that I was stupid or I was dumb. I guarantee you that. Nobody ever said that I stank. I guarantee you that. Nobody never said that I yeah, well, they tried to. Never said that I was broke. So it's just like, and I ain't never necessarily been called ugly either. I ain't never been called ugly. I just been called fat. But that's when you hear that shit don't affect me. And plus I'm a grown ass woman now. So it's like, like what else can make me insecure? There's nothing in this, I have my own insecurities and it sure ain't coming from nobody else. I don't compare myself or compete with nobody else. And that's the difference too. Instead of seeing things as inspiration, people want to get in that place of competitiveness or comparison. Like, bitch, why? Why? Just use what you have as a tool, as inspiration. Like, you have somebody in here that's showing you that, look, despite this, despite that, I'm still here. But instead of using that as inspiration, you get envious. Because, like, who do she think she is? So I'm not like, I can't. Over the years, I have just like, I've become through with people. People hurt my heart. But I'm not going to let it stay hurt. I'm not going to let it stay broken. Even though it's still pain there. And obviously that's something that I would have to grow through, heal from, or transmute, however. But it makes me very cautious of people. It makes me very cautious of people. And it's like, I don't like the person that I'm becoming because of people's carelessness or envy. So it's like, I'm noticing myself, isolating myself from people cutting people off left and right, and just like not wanting to be bothered with people. Like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want friends. I don't want people around me like that, for real. Like, I enjoy my peace. You know, I just notice how people are. And it stings a little bit. You know, it stings. I'm getting kind of teary-eyed just a little bit. But I mean, I know, like I said, I'm in this place, this void. And I know in this void, there's so much potential. Because in this space, I really can create the life that I want. And sometimes certain connections, and I know that's what it is, because I'm in this like in between almost, where I gotta see everything as it working out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hurt, it's all for my greatest good, and I know that, because it's pushing me in this place of solitude where I'm really getting by myself and not necessarily using friends and relationships to fill that void with bullshit. This is a void where it's completely empty, and it has to be filled with my thoughts and my creations. Like, it can't be anyone else's thoughts or creations. So I know I'm in this void place, and it's full of potential. And I know that I'm in this space, and I created this space so I can transform. Because let me tell you, I'm not even going to get stuck on the past. Like, I just had some hating ass people in my life in the past. When I was like doing good for myself, I was on a vegan journey and shit. You know, people laughing. Ha ha, hee hee. You know, you crazy. But ended up having to do it themselves on some health related shit because their health was failing. I thought that was so fucking ironic. Now you eating salads. You not eating meat like that. You got to eat a certain type of way. But when I was doing that shit, you was mocking it. You know? So I'm thankful that I don't have people in this space as I'm making these transformations. I had some really shitty ass people in my life, for real. For real. Like, and they use certain things to make it seem like they were a good person so they could say that, you know, I did X, Y, you did X, Y, and Z. But was you really, really there to support me mentally? You know, emotionally? Were you really careful with me? Because if you were, I would still be there. As I am careful with others. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid to me. It's so fucking stupid. But that's neither here or there. That's the past. I understand. And I thank those people. I thank those certain situations for putting me, like, getting me in the space of not relying on or needing anyone else's validation, in a sense, or support at that, because I speak to myself. I'm like, what I've learned, honestly, is like, even if somebody did try to come in and motivate me, that shit don't do nothing for me. It's like when I start speaking to myself, that's what gives me life. When I speak to myself, when I'm in those quiet moments or those still moments where I'm confused or I'm hurting, and I'm like, you know, I start talking to God. And then I start speaking to myself. Like, could nobody ever minister to me like I minister to myself? So, you know, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I bless it all anyway. I'm in this void, and I can't fill this void with anything. At least not no other person. The only thing that I can fill this void in is with my own creations. So, I know I'm in this transitional phase. I'm going through a phase right now where it's very challenging. It's pushing me out of my comfort zone. And it's hard. It is. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's just that I have to stick to it and break break old habits. I have to break old habits in order to get on the other side of this. And I can't say that I have any crutches. I don't have any crutches. I don't have any triggers. Not for real. Because I didn't cut all the motherfucking triggers off. There ain't nothing here to trigger. But that's okay, because when I transition to this new phase, this new level, this new cycle, or this new level, I know I'm going to have different people in my life. Like how they say, where you're going, everybody can't go with you. That is so true. I done shook it all. I done shook exes, supposed to be friends, family. Like, ain't nobody around for real. It's just me and my children. And one child in particular that's really close. The other ones, they are in a phase where, I'm just going to have to let them be. When they check in with me, they check in with me. But as far as going over and beyond, I can't do that because they cannot trigger me in a way that I don't deserve to be triggered. But that's neither here or there. I'm there for them, believe me. And these are the children that lives with their fathers. My son, he lives with his father because his daddy got stuck in Detroit. Got into a car accident, got stuck in Detroit, couldn't drive back to Georgia, and said that he was going to bring him back after the spring break. Car wasn't fixed. And so I get a call from my son saying, I'm just going to stay in Detroit with my daddy. I'm like, as much as I wanted to fight that, he's with his daddy. Male children need to be with their fathers. As much as I wanted, and I kind of just in a peaceful way, but when his daddy was like, called me a bitch and said that I was trying to argue when all I was trying to say was, do you think it's best? And that's another thing. I can't, when I move on to this other place, I know that I'm going to be understood because, I'm tired of people being around me saying that, when I try to explain myself, it's an argument. I'm not argumentative. I'm not. So, and those are narcissistic, gaslighting people. I've had 2 people in my life that has said that. A supposed to be friend who's not even black, and my son's father. Narcissistic personalities. Anyway, like I was saying, my son decided to stay in Detroit. So I'm like, okay, fine. You were doing so well here. And I was pissed. You about to, you're not going to have that structure that you need. And I know it was uncomfortable for him because he lived with his daddy at one point. He lived with me. He lived with his daddy. He lived with us. When we were together. And when I was with his dad, there wasn't really structure. I tried to. But I called myself allowing him to lead, and that shit was chaotic as fuck. Shit wasn't getting paid like it needed to be, and that's how homelessness, you know what I'm saying? That's how I experienced homelessness. It was no structure. And finally I said, fuck that shit. And when I said fuck that shit, I meant fuck that shit. I will never go back to that place. And he's still in that place of not having structure, and I see things clearly, but I used to say that we were cordial. And I know that he can't come with me. I know he can't come with me. Like, the fact that you disrespect me the way that you do and call me a bitch, that's crazy work. When I wasn't arguing, not at all. It wasn't no argument. He started raising his voice. And I'm like, you know, trying to like what are you yelling for? I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm still touchy about that shit. And now my daughter, that's a whole different situation. Her father did some fucked up ass shit. And now I'm being made to pay the consequences of it. He was mad. He was one of those hating ass individuals too. Him and his now ex-wife. He was one of those hating ass individuals as well. He got me during a time when I was down to get full custody of our daughter. Because he didn't want to pay child support anymore because it was taken out of their household. It had nothing to do with me as a mother. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He was mad. And he even admitted that he thought that I was up to something when I decided to move back to Georgia where he resides. And he was right around the corner. I didn't really realize that he was around the corner. I just found a house in an area that I liked and it was beautiful. Had nothing to do with him. And because of his selfish ass thoughts, you know, it's he created the distance between me and my daughter that it is now. So it's like, you know, as close as I would like for us to be, it's not that. And it probably will never ever be that. At least not in this cycle. At least not in this cycle. Because I'm still bitter about it. I'm still hurt about it. Because anytime that I don't hear from my daughter and I hear that she's like all about her daddy, I get pissed about that shit. Because like he robbed me of an opportunity to be excellent in my daughter's life. My other daughter, my middle child, she lives with me and I'm producing greatness from her. I'm pushing her. You know, like my tactics aren't always, you know, love and light. I'm hard. I'm a Sagittarius. So I'm cutthroat. And I'm going to say shit that ain't nobody else gonna say to you, but it's gonna be real. And it might hurt your feelings, but I need you to understand this. This is life. I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings. I'm not saying this to be mean-spirited. I'm telling you this because it's the truth. You know, and me and her relationship is excellent. But it's my oldest daughter. Our relationship is not. It's not. Because I'm hurt because when I call her, she doesn't answer sometimes. When I text her, she doesn't text back. Like today is Mother's Day. Do you think that I got a call? Do you think that I got a call or a text message? So she's one of those people that I'm going to have to release because it's touching me in a place that I need to overcome these emotions. And maybe when I'm on the other side of this, maybe I'm going to be in a more healed space. But like right now, how spirit has it is I'm working on my emotions. I'm working on those things that hurt me. I'm working on it because like I feel like people did some really fucked up shit and no one's taking into consideration that because of these things that I've been through, I respond to people how I respond to them. You know, I'm very closed off. You know, I go through PTSD, but nobody wants to speak on those things. Like, it'd be like the people that really do be hurt and really went through some shit. And just because we strong, like, we have no grace. We're supposed to be these neurotypical people. And that's another thing too. Like, you know, over the years, I've been judged for being bipolar. And I don't have those characteristics of being bipolar. You know, bipolar people don't handle shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. Or, like, unless they're under management. And I hate it. Like, nobody's ever questioned, like, well, Nicole could be autistic. I've been labeled as depressed. I've been labeled. And now as more information is coming out, you know, like, my ass is really autistic on the spectrum. Like, I had a friend get mad at me because she was like, why you didn't say anything right then and there, Nicole? It's because I don't know how to process my emotions. And I've said that, like, it takes me a minute to process things. I've even said that on some of these videos here on YouTube, but never considered the fact that I could be autistic or on the spectrum. And I really do believe that. Like, even when it comes to being around people, like, I have to, like, put on a mask. Like, I've never been really social. When I go out to social events, I just sit back and, you know, real small talk. Like, I'm never truly myself because I'm not comfortable. And it's just like, I've always been judged. And that shit just makes me, like, sick to my stomach. But I'm okay with that. It's made me the person who I am that don't want to fuck with people for real. But, you know, on the other side of this, it's pushing me in this place of discomfort. And just also the fact that I'm on the spectrum because I hyper focus on things. This is my shit. Like, I love spirituality. Like, you know how some autistic people, they have that thing that they really into? That's me. Like, that's what I want to talk about all day. There's nothing else in the world. And I thank God for my middle child because, like, she know how I am. She knows, like, I ain't really got nothing else to talk about but that. And she talks to me about it. You know, she talks to me about it. I'm thankful. Even my son. My oldest daughter, she may not understand, but, you know, I just say this with her, like, that's on her. Like, she got to go through her own healing. You know, I can't heal for her. I've shown nothing but that I'm here. I'm supportive. She was supposed to move with me when I moved, and she didn't because she knew that she couldn't get over like she thought she could. She thought she was going to have her little boyfriend over here in her room because her daddy don't let her. But that wasn't going to happen here either, girl. What she thought this was? Like, I was going to just let you do whatever the fuck you want to do over here in this bitch? This my shit. Ain't nobody going to disrespect this home. And ain't nobody and everybody going to be in this bitch either. This is sacred ground. You know, that girl disrespected me a few times. Because she thought she could. But, like, somewhere, you got to teach people. You know what I'm saying? You got to show people. Even when it comes to your children. Because I didn't do anything. This was created from her father and her stepmother. And her stepmother don't like her. And so her stepmother treated her a certain type of way. And it scarred her. And she knows this. But I can't be your punching bag. You know, I can't. And I can't. Or I can't be made to replace her and be the villain because it's not my fault. When her father did that, I used to try to call my daughter, and he would used to be like, I'm at work. Call, my ex-wife. And when I would, she would purposely not answer the phone. And she thought that she was going to make me suffer. I just stopped calling. That's one thing about me. You not going to make me be your bitch. I can easily walk away from things, gracefully detach myself so it doesn't tear me apart. I'm good at detachment. That's something that I've been able to master in this lifetime. And I guess that's because I'm the King of Hearts. That's one of my karmas this lifetime, is like people will bring me sorrow. I'm going to read it to you. This is for me specifically because of my birthday. I'm going to read this because I find myself in this space all the time. And what I rely on is detaching. I rely on that shit. That just hit me. Like, I forgot that shit even said that. But I rely on it. Like, that's what I rely on. Like, to just detach. And so, therefore, it's easy for me to just let go. Because that's my karma this lifetime. I'm going to read you this, though. This is, I literally find this to be true. What is your card? Hold on. If y'all want to find out about your destiny card, your birth card, every day of the year is given a playing card. And on my birthday, I'm given the King of Hearts. So that's my playing card. And I wear it like, it's a badge because, like, how cool is that? I'm a King of fucking Hearts. So let me just read the karma cousin. No, okay. Let me read the karma card. My karma is the two of clubs card. It says here, 2 represents union, the father, mother, principle, male and female, light and darkness, action and reaction, and so stands for cooperation and associations. 2 of clubs seek union and congenial mind. 2 of clubs have a successful life path. A brilliant mind supports their quick, talented tongue, suggesting that they can more than hold their ground in any debate or exchange of wit. There is always great interest in people and natural curiosity regarding their emotional life. 2 of clubs are impulsive and hot-headed. They tend to make fast conclusions, and the first reaction is always on the opposite side of the argument. They never lack for an answer and very positive in their opinions. Mental power implies the opportunity to demonstrate leadership qualities, suggesting that they can excel in almost anything they try to do. That's what I just said, though. Is this my birthday? I don't remember reading this. I be feeling like sometimes this stuff be changing because we be timeline jumping. 2 of clubs often have some artistic or dramatic talent. They can make good money with writing ideas and instructions. They are easygoing, transient lovers. They are attracted to successful people and like to feel satisfied. 2 of clubs have a fortunate ground to achieve exceptional success and be well rewarded materially. They know how to get most out of commerce, for they know how to find the weak spots in others. They are responsible and are willing to work hard. They are often well recognized in middle age. They usually like their work and inject some fundamental and practical improvement. Friends are helpful and can become business partners. 2 of club children must be taught. Oh, yeah, this is so different. Let me read the karma cousin. Ooh, they changed the website. So that's interesting. And I also feel like as I evolve as a person on a spiritual level and timeline jump, like certain shit don't apply anymore. That's crazy. It's not there no more, y'all. Hold on. Cause usually it would say like my gift, like even though I had this karma of people bringing me heartache and pain and stuff like that, I have a gift to overcome it by detaching. So I find it very interesting that it's not there. And it's not even coming across as karma anymore. I'm going to keep on reading just to be sure. 12 clubs have a fortunate ground to achieve exceptional success and be well rewarded materially. Okay. Oh, see, yeah, I swear to God, this shit was not here. Let me read. 2 of clubs children must be taught not to fear their parents' displeasure, not to conceal their feelings, not to feel that the whole world is against. That's how the fuck I'm feeling right now. For real. And that there is no must to strike the first blow and fight it. Their soul wants divine wisdom. Their heart desires cooperation. They should not be afraid of dark. It is known that 2 of clubs fear the divine knowledge, but once they recognize their inner strength, usually after 40, mind you, I'm 41, they start seeking the things of the higher mind, and many of them become involved in secret societies and attaining a high position. They need an outlet for their rare abilities, a talent cultivated, or a hobby enjoyed. I'm in the occult. Does that count as being a part of a secret society? Very interesting. Let me read this one too because I don't know where it's at. This is my karma cousin. The 9 of spades are great people. 9 is universal. All containing symbol is the end and the beginning. None of the 9 of spades are undeveloped or unaware. Nervous, romantic, unconventional. They can turn all these qualities into working assets, and they do when they use their talents for service and concerning themselves with the universal picture. The keynote for success is the sublimation of the emotions. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Sublimation is like to kill off your emotions or to kill off, to like strangulate, to, let's look up the definition. That's in my mind. That's what sublimate means, or sublimation. Sublimation definition. Oh. Sublimation is a mature psychological defense mechanism where uncomfortable, intense, or socially unacceptable emotions and impulses are unconsciously channeled into productive, creative, or socially acceptable behaviors. It allows individuals to redirect rather than repress energy from feelings like anger, grief, or desire into constructive outlets such as art, sport, or work. That's what I do now, really. And that's what I kind of teach, too. Like, if you feel some type of way, just transmute that shit. And I think I just said that. Like, I said that in the beginning of this message. Like, I know what to do with that shit. I know how to transmute it. I usually transmute it into my work. So, yeah, that's what I do. Like, I do that. Transmute that shit. Yeah, I've been crying. That shit just like, ooh, I'm so pissed right now. I'm so pissed. But this is like me transmuting this shit. Am I gonna post it? Probably. As raw as this shit is, And as vulnerable as I am in this shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna post this. Okay, so the keynote for success is sublimation of the emotions, and this is not difficult to handle, and it's not. They are given the power to overcome any difficulties. All they need is to bust up their confidence from time to time. To bust up their confidence from time to time. And that's what I was saying. Like, people be mad because of my confidence. Like, I got confidence in myself. And that's one thing about me. Like, I'm confident. Like, sometimes I be like, but like deep down inside, my confidence is impeccable. I know I could probably be a lot more confident, but I'm confident. Okay, the Nine of Spades have tremendous personal magnetism. I was just saying that, y'all. Like, I was just saying that. Like, you know, people be mad because of my shine. And if they can get this extreme power under control, they become most powerful artists, entertainers, politicians, and spiritual. I swear to God, I timeline jump. Because none of this shit said this. Like, this didn't say this. And that's exactly like that's the frequency I'm in. I'm timeline jumping. This is the frequency I'm in. Like, mastering my magnetism. Like, I be doing this shit. I do this shit. And it just comes from being myself. Nine of Spades often come from a family with a restrictive father. That's so true. My daddy was strict. It can influence all their life. And at some point, they can become strict in their families. And I am. Like, I just was telling y'all about my daughter. My middle child. Like, I'm a whole Sagittarius. And, like, I'm on that ass. You know? I'm on that ass. I be trying that. I be like, I be checking in, though. See, that's the difference, though. I know that I could be strict sometimes. I know I could be hard. I know I can. And so every now and then, I check in with my daughter and with my son because they live with me and they have to be under my roof. So I know that I give them that structure. But every now and then I check in with them. I be like, hey, you know, you good? You not suicidal, are you? You not feeling down or sad? Because I be like on that ass. And, you know, my daughter, she be like, no, I'm happy. She be like, I know I be needing it. I was like, you know, I'm not saying this to be mean. Like, I don't be on that ass to be mean. It's just that I want you to be great. And when you get out into this real world, you know, this is what it's going to be like. And all these little bad habits that you got now, it's going to be hard to break when you get older. So I'm trying to crack that ass open. And, you know, and I check in with my kids. My son, too. Like, he'll tell me, like, he ain't got a problem telling me, like, no, this shit hard. He don't say shit, but he was like, no, you know, you doing too much. And I'll be like, but Naeem, like, you got to understand, like, you know, you want it this way because you used to that. And it can't be like that. So, you know, like, I check in with my kids. I know I'm strict, but I check in with my kids because I know I'm strict. I be on my ass too, you know? Okay. They can become strict in their families, yes. The woman may marry an older man that will remind them of their father. Aw. Oh, that would be nice, though. Like, you know what? It was so crazy. I love an older man. I do. I love an older man. Like, I'm attracted to older men. That's what I'm attracted to. They are always helpful and valuable, but should not be allowed to impose domination. But should not be allowed to impose domination. Okay. Men friends will always be important and influential. As significant as their homes might be to them, the Nine of Spades need outside interests or social groups where they can open up their big hearts and help others. So I'm in that void space right now where I ain't got that right now. And I'm not ready for that. I'm sure it's like so many people out here that want to be my friend, but like not everybody is qualified to be my friend. Because it come with problems, and I don't want to, because I know how to deal with my problems. And I already deal with other people's problems with the spiritual work and the readings that I do. I don't, as a friend, I don't want to always have to solve problems for them. I want to just chill. I want to laugh, have some little talk, I don't want no problems. And the people that, I can't have clients be friends because they came to me with a problem. I don't want that. I don't want that. So it's like, I know I have a big heart. I know I have a big heart. I'm like, I know I do. And that's why I'm so protective of myself. Like, that's why I'm like, when I'm disrespected, I just cut it off. Like, I don't want to, I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. So it says the Nine of Spades have fantastic potential to succeed when they are ready to accept the responsibility of leadership. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Occupation is often connected to finances. They deal with bankers, investors, or become one by themselves. With so much is going on for them in life, Nine of Spades should wait not for anything to happen, but take full control over their lives and the lives of others. Listen, I started doing a collective reading, and that's exactly how I started it off. Like, I know y'all ain't seen me in a minute because I didn't want to tap into collective energies like that. I was in the seed of manifestation. It wasn't about collective energies. It wasn't about seeking guidance for anything because I wasn't in that space. I was in that space of creating for myself, regardless of anything outside of me. There was no checking in. Why would I check in for something that I want for myself? That's how I felt. So I was in the seed of manifestation. I wasn't waiting for spirit to say anything. I was manifest, still in, but I started tapping back into the collective readings for what? I don't know. But yes, I can most definitely relate to that. Stability in work is much desired, but steady income and a secure job should not be allowed to produce a rut. It is very common for a Nine of Spades person to fear financial insecurity, but there is no reason for it. Good fortune is always at their disposal. They can successfully invest in real estate. Oh, wow. You know what? Karma. You know how we always think karma is bad? This is my karma. That's why it changed. I kid you not. That's exactly why it changed, because I mastered those lessons. I mastered those lessons because this shit used to be like, ugh, this is kind of funky. But now, like, everything I'm reading under the karma section, I'm like, this is good. But karma, what goes around comes around. So this is good karma. I swear to God, I timeline jumped. I swear to God, I timeline jumped. Because this shit didn't say this. It's like I'm reading this shit all over again for the first time. And I am. Like, I ain't never read this shit before. Have y'all ever did that? Went, like, read something and then came back to it and it was like a completely different reading? Like, some people say that's how it be when you read the Bible. But no, this shit is like different. Nine of Spades have original and sometimes untraditional ideas. If you are born under this birth card, opening your real potential is significant and will help your initialization into the higher levels of the realm. Impersonal approach to the world is a must to be developed. Impersonal approach to the world. Not taking it personal? I don't. I really don't. And I'm there. When I tell you, like, this political shit, I'll be like, look, you know, I'm not tapped into that shit. Impersonal approach. I just want to see personal approach. Yeah, detachment. An impersonal approach is a method or perspective characterized by detachment, neutrality, and the absence of personal emotions, biases, or direct involvement. Yeah. That kind of speaks on what I was saying about, like, you know, being detached to the world. Yeah, this is it. So impersonal approach to the world is a must to be developed, or there's bound to be suffering. That's why I be having to let people go so quick. Like, I can't take that shit personal because that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, how people respond to me, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with their insecurities, their traumas, their hurts, their pains. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because I ain't did shit but be myself. I ain't been mean. Well, I mean, I can be mean, but it ain't never to hurt nobody, and people know that. Like, I ain't no, I'm an asshole, but I ain't like no bitch. I can't be a bitch, but it ain't out of malice. This is crazy. None of the nine of spades are undeveloped or unaware, and this very awareness can be disturbing. That's what I was saying. Like, people can try to hide shit, like their insecurities and shit from me, but I see that shit, and it is disturbing. It is. Like, people can't hide from me. People can't hide. When somebody is envious and jealous, I could see that shit. And guess what? I still be like, all for them. That's the crazy thing about it. If somebody insecure, I can see that shit. Spirit will tell me. Like I said, the work always reveals. And it do be disturbing because it be the people that you be so close to. And that's the thing. That's why I don't want people to get close to me, because once they start seeing, they feel some type of way. Personal involvement can interrupt their business or work. And if emotional conflicts are not handled impersonally, but universally, it can lead to psychic illnesses. Emotional conflicts are not handled. And if emotional conflicts are not handled impersonally, but universally. What does universally mean? Handled universally. I'm going to screenshot that because I don't understand that. Like, how do you handle something universally? Because I ain't trying to fuck up. I'm just playing. Let me screenshot this. I'm going to ask chat. But I don't understand that. Oops. All right. I don't understand that. So let's see. Let's plug this in real quick. Let's see. Boom. What does it mean, like, to not handle in person, or to handle impersonally, not universally, whatever it says? What does that mean? The quote is basically saying that some people get so emotionally entangled with situations that they stop seeing things clearly and objectively. When it says emotional conflicts should not be handled universally instead of impersonally, it is talking about the difference between taking things personally and emotionally versus stepping back and handling things objectively, calmly, and professionally. The word is awkward, but the idea is handled impersonally, means not letting emotions completely consume you, creating emotional boundaries, dealing with problems logically and neutrally, not making every conflict about your identity, worth, or spirit. That's what I be saying. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Example, someone criticizes your work. An impersonal approach would be, okay, what part of this is useful feedback and what part of it isn't? Instead of, they hate me, they're attacking me. This is spiritual warfare. Handled universally, in this context, it means projecting personal emotions into everything, making every conflict feel cosmic, spiritual, or all-encompassing. Emotionally merging yourself with the situation. Like when someone interprets every setback as a deep energetic attack, absorbs everyone's emotions, loses boundaries between themselves and the world around them. So the quote is a warning that when people don't maintain emotional boundaries, stress can overwhelm them psychologically or emotionally. The psychic illness part is an older spiritual language for emotional overload, nervous exhaustion, obsession, paranoia, burnout, anxiety, etc. Is not necessarily talking about literal psychic powers. And that's where I'm at. I don't know what was I taking personal though? Oh, the situation with my child's father. That shit has, like, that put a damper, and it affected my work. Wow. This is deep. It's deep. Well, how do I overcome that? Not take it personal because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Nine of Spades have the power to overcome any difficulties. They are great people and they must realize it and give their talents, their executive abilities to the world and to find satisfaction and happiness. Wow. Damn. That's crazy. That changed. My karma changed because I'm that girl. Like, I'm really fucking that girl. Like, I've been putting in a lot of good karma out here. I've been putting a lot of good karma out here. Helping people solve their situations and stuff. I don't know, just like, making stuff better for people. Helping, at least, being a vessel, allowing spirit to use me as a point of contact. I don't know. That's just transmuted a lot for me. I was in a space. But I feel better now, I guess. I don't know. I just felt like I had to read that. And it just reminded me of so much more. I feel better. Okay, y'all. So, like, that was my whole rant. Maybe you found something useful for me. Maybe you found it entertaining. My pain. But whatever. I'm off here. I feel better. Bye.